Happy Friday.
We are here. We are here. Happy Friday. What's up, guys?
Another one, baby. Today we are going over something really fun. We're doing TikTok ads today. TikTok ads 101, baby.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good, guys. So whether you are joining us on Facebook, if you're in our group, or if you're coming and watching on YouTube live, or you're watching a replay, whatever it is, we're super excited that you're here. We do these trainings every Friday, and today we're going to be pulling up the TikTok ad account. We've made a test account literally just so that we can have a sandbox to play with and just have some fun showing you guys. So if you've got questions, if you've been wanting to get TikTok ads going, this is the perfect video for you. Whether you're live or in the replay, ask your questions, because if you're live, we'll answer them here live on the video. And if you post your questions afterwards, then we'll come back and we'll see the things that you have questions for as well. So yeah, engage with us. Ask and you will get an answer.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So Caleb, let's kick it off with why TikTok. What advantages does TikTok have over other platforms? Just in case anybody hasn't started running TikTok ads and they're curious, what use cases do we use them for? Those sort of questions.
Yeah. So first off, with TikTok, I think it's usually something that I think for the most people that we work with, it's something that you kind of diversify into. I would say that it's a lot smaller of an audience of people who kind of start on TikTok and that's just kind of their core platform. Those people do exist, but for most people, they've kind of gotten ads to work somewhere else. And now they're like, hey, I want to start to kind of scale up, expand, diversify my different channels. And then they kind of move into TikTok. So it's a great channel for that if you've already have something working somewhere else. Typically what we'll tell people with TikTok is that it's a really great platform that has cheaper CPMs and cheaper lead costs up front. So as other platforms have gotten more expensive over time, looking at primarily Meta, right? Like Facebook and Instagram ads, it's a lot more expensive to get leads there than it used to be a few years back. If you're looking for that cheaper lead cost, a way to kind of build up a list or have opt-ins, download a resource, something like that, TikTok can be a really good platform to get cheaper opt-ins. What do you think, Dakota?
Yeah, I agree completely. I also think for e-com, TikTok is probably a huge player, right? The people who are running e-com ads, you're selling products online. TikTok, it might be something that you're only on. It might be your primary platform, right? That exists for sure. But for more generalized advertising, for a lot of what we do, with the online course space and selling products education products basically online, or even just brick and mortar stores, things like that, you're probably going to use TikTok as an extra tool in your tool belt, right? So
yep.
I would say if you haven't tested it, it is definitely worth the test, but don't treat TikTok like you treat all of the other ad platforms. What I mean by that is I wouldn't just use your Facebook funnel or your Google funnel and put it on TikTok and hope that it works, because this is a totally different platform. Right. Yep. TikTok, as you guys may or may not know, if you've used it, it's a very short attention span type platform where when you're scrolling through, you're just ready for the next thing. It's kind of short dopamine hits. So you have to use that to your advantage when you're advertising, knowing that people are not going to sit around and watch some long video from you on your landing page and read some long page of copy. They want it short, to the point, snappy, give me the thing and let me go on my way. Right. So that being said, Caleb, what is one funnel that we see work really well with TikTok?
Yeah, so I think it's definitely, I would say well, if we're not talking e-com, right? Because I think you spoke to that. Yeah, really good points, right? E-com speaks to that quick attention span too. You want a shirt, you click the page, you buy the thing, right? So it works really great for that, or lower ticket type items. But if we're talking high ticket, right? You're hoping to eventually get someone on a sales call to talk to them about some sort of higher end service. What we see working really well is opt-in funnels that are based around some sort of lead magnet or a resource or an asset, and then having automations tied to that. And potentially, honestly, one of the other things we see working really well is having a team of setters or a team of people who basically work all of those opt-in leads with the goal of getting a really fast discovery call going so that they can set it to somebody to actually have a closing conversation later on. But TikTok's really great for that because, again, you get the cheaper leads, cheaper clicks, and you get more people kind of entering into that funnel. And then you let the automations and your setter team do the work of the nurturing, right? Which is what a normal VSL or a longer form webinar funnel is going to do for you. So you're kind of replacing the VSL and the longer form webinars with automations and a setter team to kind of handle that like rapport building, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. What you just said, if people are paying attention, that is literally how to make TikTok work for online education, for high ticket offers. Like that is, we've cracked the code on that piece. And that's an insight that a lot of people probably wouldn't know. So really great insight there, Caleb. Yes, Julia, best part of the Friday. We are live, guys. If you're in here, we're live. Ask your questions. We're going over TikTok today. So the last thing I'll say, the type of ad creative is the last piece that I want to discuss before we get into the actual TikTok ads manager. We're going to build out a campaign together, but I would love to kind of just talk through really quick what ad creative works on TikTok and sort of the parameters that you should be shooting for. So TikTok is short form content, right? There are longer form videos now on TikTok. You can actually upload up to 10-minute long videos on TikTok if you're a creator on there, right? But for advertising, you really want to stick to shorter than a minute long ads, and you want to stick to that 9:16 aspect ratio. So obviously that's, holding your phone up like this, that this is how you're going to be shooting the ads, whether it's a selfie style, whether it's, whatever you are shooting. Now, the other thing that really works well on TikTok that doesn't work as well on other platforms is user-generated content, right? So especially with ecom, Caleb mentioned like the t-shirt thing, user-generated content crushes on TikTok because it feels like a review almost. It feels like, if it's just like a selfie of me wearing this t-shirt, if I was trying to sell this t-shirt, be like, man, this thing fits great. I can't believe I got it for only blah, blah, blah. And in the feed, that feels like a user reviewing it. Right.
So, inside joke. It's funny because Dakota actually did sell me on the shirts that he is wearing right now.
I did. Great shirts, by the way. If you're looking for, I need an affiliate code, but I think they're called Into the AM on Amazon. I've been looking for a good t-shirt for years. And these
I can match. Good suggestion.
But yeah, so user-generated content is sort of the theme there, right? Where it's content that feels native to TikTok, right? It doesn't feel like an ad. It feels like something you would see on TikTok as you're scrolling, but it's just talking about a product. So that's kind of the overview of TikTok ads, why we would use them, what we use them for. I want to actually jump into TikTok Ads Manager. I just created a brand new ad account this morning. So there's no data at all in this ad account. I just created it for the purpose of this training, and uploaded our business documents and got it, in the verification process and everything, because I want to actually go through and click through and show you how to create a new advertising campaign and kind of walk through some of the options that it gives you. So as I'm doing that, Caleb is going to ask questions as if he had never built out a TikTok campaign. So Caleb's going to kind of walk us through what questions
I'm going to be the noob so that way we can get all the questions answered. Yeah,
that's right. And so while he's asking those questions, if you have questions in the chat, throw them in here as well. So I'm going to share my screen, get it pulled up here, and we will actually start building one of these out. TikTok Ads Manager. Sweet. Here we go. So when you log into the TikTok sort of like business manager, it's actually really organized. It's similar to the Snapchat, most similar to the Snapchat Ads Manager. If you've ever run Snapchat ads, feels very much like that from this view. But it's also very similar to Facebook, or Meta. So if you've used Meta, before, you'll be able to catch on pretty quickly to the ads manager itself. We've got different columns up here. We've got the dashboard, which is where it brings us to. You're really not going to do much with the dashboard. I mean, it'll tell you sort of like, when your ads spend, how much you've spent, different platforms and campaigns and stuff. But really where you're going to want to end up is the campaign view, right? So this here should look a lot like something you've seen before if you've ever run ads, right? Got campaigns, ad groups, and ads. Exactly like Facebook. Up here, you're going to see date manipulation, exactly like Facebook. And then you're going to even see breakdowns and default columns in the same place as Facebook, and a refresh button for the data really close to it as well. So this is nice. I think they probably did this on purpose. They're like, why would we reinvent the wheel? We want advertisers to be able to use this platform. And it really is very, very similar to Meta ads and Facebook ads. So that is great. I see someone say, I am new, so go slow. You got it. I'm going slow. And if you have questions as I go and I'm not going slow enough, let me know. We can slow it down or rewind. But this is the main place you're going to get to. Okay, so I haven't built anything out yet. Before I do build something out, I want to show you that there is also a tools section here which is also similar to Meta, right? We have our audience manager, which we have in Meta ads. This is where we're going to go in and create audiences. We've got creative libraries and video editors in here. We've got events management here, which is like the pixel, right? TikTok has its own version of tracking pixel, just like Facebook does, just like Google does. That's going to be under here. And then we've also got, our settings menu. So Caleb, it might actually be helpful to kind of install the pixel together too, but we might have to save that for another training because it might take us a little bit of time, but I'll show you guys at least.
Maybe we do that like as part of next week, like a TikTok training part 2 or something like that if we want.
Yeah, for the pixel, because it'll take a little time. But for the pixel, you can track events just like you do on Facebook. All you have to do is literally create the pixel, right? So it shows that there's a pixel here. You can name your pixel. You want to use either a backend API or just the TikTok pixel. You can manually install the code, which is exactly how you do this on Facebook. And then custom code, which lets you do it. This again, we'll do a separate training for this. But once you have this pixel made, it's going to just give you your code. You put that on your website, and now your ads are tracking on the back end, right?
Yep. And so what Dakota means by like ads tracking on the back end is that TikTok is not going to know, like if you want a lead to opt into something, right? TikTok doesn't know that they actually opted in for something if you haven't installed the pixel. It's basically what tells TikTok what's actually happening on your website after somebody clicks. So it's super important to make sure that you get it installed.
Yep. So yeah, we're not going to go deep into this today because I want to go through the actual ad build out process, but just know that you want that pixel installed before you run ads. And then also the audience manager is very, very similar to on Facebook, where we can actually create custom audiences from files that we own. So you could upload a list of your calls, you could upload a list of, your leads, whatever you want to upload here. And you can use that in your targeting. You can even create lookalike audiences just like on Facebook. You can also do engagement-based audiences. You link your TikTok page and you can start targeting people who have engaged with it, who have viewed your videos, who have followed you, etc. So a lot of really good stuff that you can do in here once you link your TikTok page as well. That being said, we're going to go back and we're going to focus on just the campaign build out today. So you go to your campaign view, you push create, and then it's going to give you an option. It's going to ask you, do you want to do it simplified in less than 5 minutes, or do you want to do it in custom? You might be tempted to choose simplified because it sounds like that's the easy thing to do. But almost always when ad platforms ask you if you want to go simplified or custom, you want to go custom because there's just so many little details in there that they're going to assume that you want them to be a certain way, when in reality, from optimal performance, you don't want those options. Exactly. All right, cool. First thing, we got to pick our objective. Again, we run ads for conversions and profit here at Adclass. So if you've watched any of our trainings, we're always going to be talking about how we want to get profit for the ads that we run, which typically means we're going for conversions, right? So this is no different. They do give us options for reach, traffic, video views. They give us options for, different sort of objectives inside of the advertising funnel, so to speak. But almost always we're going to pick website conversions. Now, you have to have the pixel installed on your website and your events set up for this to work. But this is going to give you the most valuable people seeing and clicking your ads, right? The people who are most likely to actually convert. So we're going to do website conversions. Here, this is basically saying, do you want us to manage everything for you, or do you want to do it? And you're a media buyer, so you want to do it. So you turn that bad boy off, because otherwise it's going to just think that it knows what to do, and you're not going to have any control over the results, right? Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but you won't know why if it does, and you won't know how to fix it if it doesn't, right? All right, cool. So we're going to do our campaign name. Now we know that we're going for conversions. So in this case, I'm just going to say lead, which in our little Adclass vernacular, that means we're optimizing toward lead for this campaign. And then I'm just going to make some assumptions here because I know kind of what my targeting is going to be. I'm going to say that we're going to target US. I'm going to say we're going to target male, female, 25 to 55. And then I'm going to just say that this is going to be interest-based targeting. And then for the video, I believe I recorded a video the other day. I'm just going to do like Dakota video 1 for the time being. We can always come back and change this later, but you want your campaign name to at least tell you who are you targeting and what creative are you using, right? So that you can always kind of reference back to it. Special ad category, we don't need one here. If you're running ads for housing or employment or credit, you will need one. And then here, these 3 options here are pretty cool. You can do a split test right here inside of TikTok. I would say avoid that at the beginning. You want to split test things, but you don't want to really use their tool to do it because, again, you're relinquishing control of a lot of variables when you do that. Campaign budget optimization. I do like having this on. Basically, that means all of the ad sets that end up being in this campaign, just like Facebook, they're going to pick where to put the budget, which they're going to use a lot of data that we don't have access to in order to do that. And so, I like this one on. You can leave it off and turn it on later if you want as well. But just the way I like to buy media, I like that one on. So it says you need to spend at least $50 a day. So I'm going to put $50 there in the budget. And I'm going to push continue. Now, as you can see over on the left side, that was a campaign. We know just like on Facebook ads, ad groups and ads live inside of campaigns. So there are ad groups inside of campaigns and there are ads inside of ad groups. And so we're just building out our first ad group here. Inside of the ad group on TikTok, it's exactly like Facebook and Instagram, where we're going to be picking the event that we're optimizing toward and the audience that we're showing our ads to, as well as different placements that the ads are going to show. So it basically has everything to do with the targeting on this page.
That was really huge. Can you say that one more time just for all of the people who are trying to figure that out? What is the things that it covers?
Yeah. So inside of an ad group, it's just like an ad set on Facebook. We're going to first be picking what we're optimizing toward, right? So this is where you're going to select your pixel. Once you have it made, and then you're going to pick your optimization event. So optimizing toward lead in this campaign, like I said earlier. So that's what I would pick here from optimization event. The second thing you pick at this level is what placements you're going to actually show the ads on. So on TikTok, there's not a ton of placements, right? You can see they have Pangle, Global App Bundle, and TikTok. It's not like Meta where you have Instagram, and Facebook and WhatsApp and all these different places you can put an ad. But you do still pick your placements at the ad set level. And then you also pick the targeting, which is your age, your demographic, and the different sorts of audiences that you're going to target. So let's go through those one by one. So the first step here, I'm going to just continue with my nomenclature. So male, female, 25 through 55, optimized for lead, USA, right? And then the next thing is going to be, what am I targeting? So I'm going to leave this blank here for a second because I haven't decided what I'm targeting yet here. I'm going to come back up and change that once I know. We don't have the pixel made because, like I said, we made this account this morning. But once I have my pixel, I would load this in here with the pixel that I made. And then I would optimize toward my event once that's all set up. We'll go through that in a future training. And then I'm going to select the placements. You might be tempted to do automatic placements. The thing is, for TikTok, you really just care about being in the TikTok feed and TikTok search. So you're going to do select placements here and pick TikTok because, as you can see, the other 2 options are really sort of like low quality display network type stuff that you probably don't want your ads showing on. So that's that. Do you want people to be able to comment on your ads? I would say yes, right? You want it to look like a real TikTok post. If you start getting a lot of negative comments, then just reply to them, be a little bit communicative in your ads.
That's huge. Yeah. One of the things I think,
yeah, go ahead, Caleb.
I was just going to jump in and say, one of the things that we've actually seen is that certain brands that we've worked with, we've implemented strategies inside of the comment section to kind of, in a way, almost be like a secondary place for the ads, right? Because if, like what Dakota said, if someone comments with something negative or they've got questions or whatever, if you ignore them or you just delete them, you're kind of just removing a chance to start in an engaging conversation that could potentially lead to more people reading through copy that sells them more on your brand, and then you can link them elsewhere too, right? We've also seen other people drop testimonials into their ad comments as well. And so it's it's kind of a cool little extra spot to work. So anyways, just don't just delete comments and just ignore them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the second one is, do you want people to be able to download your video ad? This one I don't think is necessary. You kind of want to keep them on the platform. And then do you want them to be able to share your video with other people? Yeah, definitely, right? The more the merrier. Any press is good press, right? Let's get it out there. So that's the placements. Now we get into the fun part. This is where TikTok shines, in my opinion, is the targeting, because it's different. It's just different enough from Meta and from, YouTube and whatever to be a weapon, really, if you play around with this part. So you could choose automatic targeting, and if you did that, then it's basically as broad as you can go, and TikTok's going to use its algorithm to try to figure out who is going to convert on your ads. I would not start there. It's something you should test eventually, I'm sure, but I would not start there. Where I would start is custom targeting. So first off, we know that we want US. We also know that based on my just ad set level up here, I said 25 to 55, male and female. So I'm going to select 25. I'm actually going to deselect that. There you go. So I'm going to select 25, 35, 45 to 54, right? So now I'm targeting these 3 age brackets. Spending power, this one's pretty cool. High spending power means users typically spend more on purchases than average users. I don't know if you guys are tracking with me. If you guys are seeing this, let me zoom in on that. You can select for your ad set on TikTok to only show it to people with high spending power.
That's so crazy. Like, just looking at it compared to like these other like platforms, because as marketers, that's one of the most common questions or things that we get back from like business owners or salespeople is like, how do we get in front of more people that have money, right? Like,
yes,
TikTok has an option for this. Like,
not only can you do this, but you could also go by household income, right? So look, if you look up here, Caleb, this is pretty cool. Right now, just US, all genders, 25 through 55. Our audience size is roughly 86 million people, right? 86 to 106. Now, if I go high spending power, it goes to 72 to 88. So we just trimmed out 50 million people on the top end, right? Just by going high spending power. So it's huge. Now, the next piece is household income. So we can also, if we really, really want to get, fancy with the sort of like income-based targeting, we could go like top 5% of zip codes, for example, and that pushes us way down to about 5 million people without even putting in any interest-based targeting, right? So what I would do here is I would actually just go top, like basically all of these. And if you select all of these, then you're just filtering out the bottom 50% of income zip codes, right? Now, I would only do this for like a high ticket offer, something that I knew was going to cost, some money, something that I knew like people on the bottom 50% of zip codes probably wouldn't be interested in, or maybe wouldn't be the best lead for, right? And you can see here how that put us down about half the audience size, right? Because it's 50% of zip codes. Pretty cool already, because Facebook does not let you do those two things. Now we have the actual audience. So this is where if you uploaded audiences, this is where these would show up, just like Facebook. So if you had a custom audience that you uploaded, or if you made a lookalike audience, you would put those into here. This is also where you would exclude people who you don't want to see your ads. So let's say you upload a list of your customers and they've already bought your thing, so you don't want to waste ad spend showing it to them again. You exclude them here, right? We're not going to do that in this one because we haven't uploaded anything, but this is where we're going to spend some time. Interests and behaviors. So define your users by selecting creator, video, and hashtag interactions and interests. Now, if you've ever used TikTok, you should know that their algorithm is what makes them great. People spend time on TikTok because it feels like TikTok knows you at a certain point. When you open the app and you start watching videos, when I'm like into TikTok, I'm going, how do they know that I am so interested in this? And I go through every video and I hardly ever skip a video because they're all interesting to me, because over time it learns you. And that's because it knows your behaviors, right? It knows what you interact with. It knows what you watch. It knows what you learn more about. It knows what you view in the comments. It knows when you pause and stop and, something catches your eye. It knows if you click on a link. It knows if you share it with your friends via SMS. It knows if they share it with you back, right? It knows what you're interested in. So you might think, oh, my phone's listening to me. No, it's just that this algorithm is built so well to know exactly what you like. So that being said, there's a lot we can do to target users in here, because you can start to see how TikTok categorizes people. All of these little categories in here have to do with what they watch and engage with on the platform. This makes TikTok a really good weapon compared to Facebook and Instagram, because there's such a diversity of topics here that people can interact with.
Yeah.
Right. It's really cool. So Caleb, for Adclass, right, what are some thoughts on, who would we want to target specifically? What kind of things do you think we would want to target? Just not knowing the TikTok categories, obviously, just thinking through like the type of person, and then we'll try to find a category.
Yeah, I mean, like, first off, if I'm like totally new to this, I'm thinking, okay, probably like, so Adclass, we were a marketing firm, we help business owners. Let's try to see if there's a category here for business owners or entrepreneurship or something in that realm.
Okay. As I type in business, we've got business services, business and economy, business and finance, business school, right? A lot of stuff in here.
Yep.
Business owner.
There you go. Yeah.
So there's 16 million people in there. That's something we might be able to use, right? That's an interest for people that own a business, right? I'm just going to keep playing around with like ideas in here. If we didn't search something, we could start to look in here. We could go business services as its own category. So inside of here, we have marketing and advertising.
Yeah,
that's a business service, right? So that's plenty big. That's still 8 to 10 million. It's going to tell us it's too narrow, but 8 to 10 million is a pretty dang good size. But that's a pre-made audience that could be pretty cool, interest-based audience. Or you could start to think, okay, what type of people are they? What do they like to do? Well, do they like to stay at luxury hotels, for example? Yeah. Probably, right? In our industry. Do they go on vacation? Do they have vacation packages, right? Or maybe they're interested in laptop, computer. There's all sorts of different things in here that are just pre-made. Now, what's cool about TikTok, though, is that you can actually start to play around with stuff that is not pre-made. So creator interactions is pretty dang cool because this is targeting based on the creators that they follow or view. So they also categorize the creators into categories. So, if you found something in here, there's so many different categories, but if you found someone in here that was like doing something similar to what you're doing and you figured out where they're categorized, you can use this to your advantage as well. So for example, travel-based influencers, right? People who like to travel probably engage with people who are travel influencers, or, people who talk about jobs and occupations. That's a whole category. I don't know, so pretty cool.
Yeah. Motivation and advice. Like, I feel like that's, like coaching,
I'm using this in another campaign for a brand that teaches people how to land TEDx talks, and it's crushing. Motivation, public speaking, that kind of thing.
Right. So cool.
Yeah. Like oddly satisfying, which is like what do they call that? ASMR. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is sweet. But then check this out. Whole nother thing, target users based on the hashtag they viewed in the last 7 days on TikTok. So here we could search like Facebook ads. Let me see. I think you can search the hashtags. Maybe I have to type in. Yeah, you can search and find more hashtags. Facebook. There it goes. There you go. Facebook ads. Right here.
There you go. Hashtag.
Right?
Yeah.
Very narrow. So you have to play around with this a little bit. What I would recommend is going into TikTok itself and starting to search through the hashtags, because they populate by popularity in there. And you can start to see the ones that are trending right now with advertisers as well. And here, like Christmas, back to school, right? Fashion week.
Oh yeah, back to school hashtag. That's so true. Yeah.
Facebook advertising is actually an interest category as well. So
that's cool. Yeah. Advertising
agency. Yeah. I mean, there's so many on TikTok compared to Facebook. There, Facebook took away so many interests, and there's so many on here that you can target.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of the targeting one. For now, let's just go back to our interest one that we were looking at, and let's go into business services, and we'll go into marketing and advertising, right, as an example. So we'll just take that one. Devices, we can filter by operating system. We can filter by what version of of their operating system they have. We can filter by different types of devices. We can say they have to be on Wi-Fi to view it, right? We want them to be at home, basically, is what we're saying there, because we know if they're watching an ad in their car or on the road or something, like at the gym, they're probably not going to buy. So maybe we just go Wi-Fi only, right? We can even say that we only want Verizon carriers, right? I mean, it's crazy. We can say that we only like people that use AT&T at home for their internet, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's so weird, dude.
Wild, man. Device price. I feel like this should be illegal, but you can say you want people that only have a smartphone that costs over $1,000.
Wow.
Right? So I'm telling you guys, if you haven't played around with TikTok, you're missing out, because there's so much you can do on the targeting that honestly could just be
wild. That's so wild.
Expansion here, deliver your ads to audiences you selected first, and then expand. Keep this off. This is, if you turn this on, it's going to just basically ignore what you put here, and it's going to try to find people outside of that, and then you don't know what's working. We're going to ignore budget because we just want it to run right now at all, all the time. But if you wanted to, you could say, I only want it to run Tuesdays from 4 to 1, right? And Fridays at this time and Sundays at this time. Maybe, you have a specific day that you restock your product or something. This could work for that. But we're going to say all day. And then for optimization, lowest cost is always a great plan to start with. And billing on CPMs is fine. And that's that. So we'll go next. It's going to give me this error because I don't have a pixel. So I'm just going to say, I'm just going to choose something that makes it not give me an error for now. But we do want that pixel targeting there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's loading the next page now, which is the ad level.
Cool. So while it's loading, what's on the ad level? Oh, there we go. It's on the ad level.
All fun stuff, dude.
Yeah, this is like I feel like when people people who aren't like used to launching ads, like people who are brand new business owners that are like, I want to get into ads. This is kind of like what they always picture like launching an ad is like, right? It's like you think of the actual creative and you think of just like, what is it going to look like and what's it going to say and like all of that fun stuff, right? This is kind of where that piece happens, but you have to do a lot first before you get to the actual creative piece.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So here I would just, for your first few times, build everything out manually. Don't use any of this smart creative stuff that they want to give you. What's cool about TikTok is you can, in the ad name, you can actually just like dynamically import the creative name. So if you upload a video, it's going to just dynamically put the name of that video here. And then you could say like, you get the upload date or whatever here as well. So it's kind of cool. They help you organize it that way. And then after you link your TikTok page, you can actually serve your ads from that page, right? So I haven't linked our account here, but that's probably what you want to do so that when people see your ad, they can actually swipe and view your page as well there. But you don't have to do that, which is the cool thing. So you don't actually even have to have a TikTok page created to run TikTok ads. You can turn this off and you can run from just a made up display name and send people straight to your website. So like here,
my goodness, how much easier would life on Meta be if you could just do that? I mean, I can't tell you how many issues I've ran into with clients over the years of like having Facebook page issues.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is just.
I know it's a game changer. So now, and it shows you over here, like when you swipe on this one, it actually takes you to the landing page because you've built, you haven't built you haven't linked the page, right? And you can even change like the photo here too, right? So I'm going to choose this hand grip. I have a hand grip in my photos for some reason. There you go. So our page is a hand grip for this one, right? Obviously we're going to link our real page later, but maybe we sell hand grips to strengthen the old wrist, so that's our thing. Now, here's where we're actually going to upload the creative. So obviously we talked about the fact that it's going to be short form creative, 9:16 primarily. You can view your videos in here. I'm just going to randomly pick one. I should have an ad of some sort somewhere in here. Let's see. Want it to be the right aspect ratio. Here, I'm just going to choose this testimonial video that we have of Mr. Sam Queen. So we're going to upload this one. This is just an Adclass testimonial, randomly chosen, but it's the right aspect ratio. So you can see it's uploading here. You have 100 characters to play with on the text on TikTok. It's obviously not nearly as important as it is on like Meta to get the copyright, but this text, can help. It's what shows up sort of in white over top of the video. And people don't look at it right away, but it is there, right? So if you want to learn more about how Adclass can revolutionize your business, I'm just doing some generic copy here. Click here, right? Now, when you type that, see that's almost 100 characters already. The way it shows up is right here. So you can see, since this video is like white, you can hardly see it, but that's how it will show up. So you'd want to update your video to make sure that that white part is removed. So I'm actually going to do that right now. So the video starts here. So I'm just going to trim that piece, split, delete that piece, move this piece over. It's literally a video editor, which is pretty awesome inside of the TikTok ads manager here. I'm going to re-render this video. It removed my call to action. While that renders, we have some other things that we can show here as well. We can do some add-ons, which are typically like these little like cards or stickers that pop up. So these are cool things that you can play with as well, like coupons. You see this little coupon that's over top of the video. You could do time delay things too. So if you're doing like a live webinar, you could have the countdown actually show when the live webinar is happening, right? So it's like with the ad pops up, it's like it's 2 hours away, so there's some urgency built into the ad card, which is really awesome. Stickers, all sorts of stuff that you can add on as well. Okay, cool. So here's the ad. We've got, there you go. Now you can actually see the copy, right? Because we edited out that piece.
One thing to just like mention the cards that I think is so cool is like, that's one thing I feel like Facebook has always, or Meta has always done poorly, is like, we always talk about how when you're running ads, you want the ad to feel really natural to the platform. Like it should feel kind of like it's not out of place. And I feel like one of the things TikTok's doing really well here is they're giving you the editor in platform and giving you the option to add things like cards that are like in the native style that you will like probably be able to create as an organic post. And so it's like Meta doesn't do that. Like you can't add like cool, fun stickers to like an Instagram ad like that would make it feel like you made it on Instagram, right? And so this is where I think like TikTok also shines, is kind of just in that like native feel of the creative.
It's so cool. Yeah, like they know that the best thing they can do is make the ad experience something that people actually enjoy, right? So like, if I don't even know what this one is. This is a display card. So here you got, big sale, get up to 50% off. I can literally put that at the bottom of our thing, right? And I can adjust the discount percentage, adjust the CTA, all of this, and this overlays onto my ad. So yeah, they're really like, obviously there's a lot to say about like the fact that it's a new platform, but the fact that they're already thinking of features like this and how to make ads work in a way that other platforms aren't is really, really cool, really inspiring. So cool. So the destination here, you're going to put a link here almost always. I had to pick custom page at the ad set level because we don't have the pixel set up yet, but this is where you would link your page, right? Your landing page. And so that's what you would put there, the URL that you want to send to. And then basically down here, this is just your tracking template, and that's it. I mean, because it's TikTok, all you really need is 100 characters of copy in the video, and that's it. And so it'll give you a preview of how it's going to look. There's your ad. It's going to show all the social proof here. And then it shows your profile picture right here. We've got our little hand squeezer, and that's it. So,
so random.
If you're happy with it, you've built out the whole campaign.
Heck yeah.
Questions,
nice,
Caleb?
Man. I mean, honestly, like you went through each step pretty succinctly. I think where my head goes is like, okay, now I want to understand like how to install the pixel, because we've kind of done each of the steps, right? So now I'm thinking, okay, like I've got my ad ready to go. It's in the platform. Like it looks good. We've chosen our audiences. We know our objective and all that, but we can't really launch yet until we've got our pixel installed and we know what event we're going to track on our website, right?
Exactly.
So,
for sure.
Yeah. So that's what we'll do, guys. Is I think what we can talk about next training is we'll dive into making a TikTok pixel, and then we'll go into an actual funnel. We'll install the event, and then we'll have some fun with showing you guys how to actually launch like a real legit TikTok ad. So hopefully this was really helpful. Dakota, did you crush that? We basically got 90% of the way there. Now all we have to do is install the pixel. It's really cool. Thank you for.
I love it, dude. I love it. Bro. Moral of the story, guys, if you haven't tested TikTok, then you're missing out on so much audience targeting that is almost mind-blowing. I mean, it's almost mind-blowing, the stuff that they let you target. So it's worth a test. But yeah, next week we'll be back. We'll do back end, how to set up the TikTok pixel for success, how to optimize toward the right conversions, and we'll launch the campaign.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us here on our Friday live training. Come hang out with us in our Facebook group as well. We interact there throughout the week. So if you've got questions or if you're wanting help with your campaigns or anything like that, come join the Facebook group. And if you're watching a replay, thanks again, just kind of for coming out and watching and just being a part of the Adclass family. So thanks, guys, and we will catch you next Friday.